I think a realisation that some of the big Chinese players, to follow suit from some of the big Asian players like Samsung in the device space, so people like Huawei and ZTE really mean business in Western markets. So watch this space, but they're brands to watch.
The biggest emerging trend this year in the telecommunications space was the development of independent ecosystems. Apple being a primary part of that, Amazon as well, and Google. And the characteristic of these ecosystems is that they bring together devices, content, and distribution all in one offering to a customer. Formerly, there had been an ecosystem where there was not as much connectivity across these three areas. But this year was the first year that we really were seeing that. And there will probably be more ecosystems that will come to fruition in the coming years.
I think one of the definite trends of the last 12 months has been the momentum we've seen in mobile payments.
And over the last 12 months, I've increasingly seen shoppers in telco stores, in network stores, the importance of platforms and how they're shopping for new devices and for networks.
The difference in share of mind between network, between platform, between handset, and it's become an increasingly fluid relationship in consumers' minds.
The energy, the excitement and the interest in this category has become about platforms, and that people are largely forgetting about the networks. And from big network brands, that's a huge ongoing threat to their business. How do they become relevant and how do they become valuable to people, other than just being the pipe that makes the exciting bit, the handset and the apps and the services work? That is the challenge that started last year and will carry on for the next 18 months.
Within the next year, we're going to increasingly see innovation within mobile phones, particularly within smartphone technology and the types of things that people can do, and that's going to be a global phenomenon.
One of the key trends I've seen in 2012 is the verticalization in the mobile sector. Google buying Motorola, Sony buying back the joint venture shares of Sony Ericsson. And I believe that is a trend that's here to stay, where manufacturers take control not only of the hardware, but also of the software that they incorporate in their products.
I think Samsung's a really interesting one at the moment, because if they get their brand right, because they've got their product so right at the moment, they create that pull and desirability between the consumer and their brand. I think you're going to see them going up the brand Z table in the next couple of years and really making a massive success of it.
One of the things that we've been seeing over last year are Chinese manufacturers, kind of OEM manufacturers that used to make products for other people, kind of deciding almost seemingly overnight that they want to become consumer-facing brands. So maybe they're just looking at the channel and just thinking maybe we can just do that as well. And it seemed to me that they've kind of got the design thing cracked. They're able to make products that people kind of want. They were doing things functionally that were really useful to the consumers, you know, treble SIM phones and things like that. And they were getting some traction, and they were visible everywhere, almost as if these guys were the brand leaders. And I guess the worrying thing for us was thinking how quick they've done it. It was seemingly kind of 1 minute they weren't there and now they're there, and how quick that might happen everywhere else. So for me, it was, again, thinking about our clients, just how you've really got to be on your toes, speed of thought, speed of bringing products to the marketplace, but also making sure that your brand is really visible and doing the things that these other brands can't do.
The temptation for brands has been to try and do too much too quickly with too little success. But the brands that have succeeded have been more relevant, different and engaging than their competitors, and they've succeeded in that launch after launch throughout the year.